Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flipping Hippos. So a couple weeks ago I had come out with a video on how to handle angry buyers in a professional way and keep your own sanity. And then I followed that with a video that had examples of messages I had written to our buyers in different situations where they were upset or angry, and how I crafted those messages. And I will link both of those down below. And the only reason I bring them up is because today we're going to talk about how I was able to get a buyer that was really upset to retract a negative feedback and turn it into a positive. And I feel like a lot of it was because of the message I wrote them. And I don't like to toot my own horn typically, but this message was very professional. I shared it in a couple of Facebook groups and got a lot of glowing compliments from people about it. I'm actually really proud of it. So I can't say it's 100% of the reason why they changed it. It could have been that they had their problem resolved just as quickly. So a little bit of background. The item in question this buyer bought was a Bible. It was a very, very old Bible. It was cracked. It was like old leather that was cracked. The cover was barely hanging on. It was like on its last two threads. It was just in really, really bad shape. We found it for like $1 at a thrift store way back when. I want to say like last June. It's been a long time. The Bible sat around that long. It never had watchers. It had some views. It never had offers. And then it was kind of uncanny because within the last 3 weeks it got really popular. It had lots of offers from a lot of different people, but none of them wanted to come up to the price point that we wanted for it. And it wasn't a good price point to begin with. Like I said, we chose this Bible to purchase for our inventory back when we were still learning, and we thought, well, all old Bibles sell well on eBay. Even though this one's in bad condition, it should fetch a good price. So we have 100% positive feedback. We have 3 or 4 neutrals. That's fine. We've had 1 negative in the past, but because the buyer lied and they're negative, it was removed. And just quickly, for full disclosure reasons, I'll tell you what happened. She got the shirt. She didn't think that the purple on the shirt was the same purple she saw in the photos. It looked different. She didn't like the color. She wanted to return it. That's buyer's remorse. eBay will back you up on that. They can never use colors item not as described. And then she tried to file an item not as described and gave us negative feedback, saying the shirt was damaged. So when she tried to file it not as described, and we basically told her, no, we'll take it back, we'll give you your money back, but you're paying shipping, she got really upset and left us negative feedback that we sent her a damaged item, and that wasn't the case. So that it was removed. So this, I guess, would have been our first official negative. It would have been our first official negative because it was not anything eBay would have removed. It was in Spanish, but we ran it through a translator in Google, and it basically just said they sent me a damaged Bible. And eBay's not going to remove that because that's their experience. That's what happened to them. And we did refund them. So let me give you the quick story on that. So the Bible went out. It got all that attention. It got all the best offers. Someone finally bought it. We sent it on its merry way. It went media mail in a box. It was 6 pounds. It was wrapped in bubble wrap. So yesterday, while we were stuffing all our packages and getting our shipping ready to go for the day, we heard that ever-dreaded noise bloop, from the app that lets you know you have a message or a notification that isn't an offer or someone buying something. It's not that cha-ching. So I checked it, and they had opened a return on the Bible, and their reason was that it arrived damaged. My immediate thought was, well, all that damage that I talked about, that I told you guys about, was clearly photographed in the listing and described and talked about. So if they had ordered it and didn't pay attention or read it or look at the photos, tough luck on them, because we didn't try to tell them it was in pristine condition, right? But I scrolled down and they had pictures of the cover completely ripped off. So when it left us, it was barely hanging on. and now it's completely off. Now, we don't know how it came off. Because it went in a box and it weighed so much, and it was media mail, it could have raised the suspicion of a post office worker on the way, en route, and as is their right to do, they might have opened it to inspect it and make sure we weren't sending something media mail that shouldn't go media mail, and maybe they were rough with it and they ripped the cover off and they didn't give a shit and they put it back in and sent it on their way. Maybe the buyer took it out and manhandled it or was rough with it and ripped off the cover. However it came off, we don't know. It wasn't completely off when it left us. We can't prove who did what or how it left. You know how eBay works. So we made the executive decision that if we paid to have this Bible returned to us, we are now out shipping there, shipping back, cost of goods, and now we have this thing we can't sell. We wouldn't be able to recoup our losses. We couldn't resell it. It is unsellable at this point. We could clearly see in the photos where it was damaged. So we made the decision to just go ahead and refund them. And we weren't even going to make them return it, just because it made sense financially. And they obviously weren't being a scammer in the way that they were trying to get something for nothing or get a partial. It clearly was arrived to them more damaged than it was in the listing. So I just immediately refunded their money and from my phone. And while Keith finished packing up the packages for the day, I turned around to my laptop and I was just going to quickly write them a message and say, please note that we've already sent you your refund and the return is closed and we're not going to require you to send it back to us. And, an apology for it arriving damaged. Well, I got on my laptop and they had already left us negative like that quick. And we are power sellers. So as you guys know or don't know, if you're a power seller, it blocks buyers from leaving a negative feedback for you for 2 weeks. And it's to encourage them to message you and open a dialogue and work it out amongst yourselves. But if they open a return and you accept it or you refund their money, eBay considers that you admitting fault or admitting that they were right, and they immediately get the opportunity to leave you negative feedback. But if you look at the time frame on this, they were fast. They opened the return 2 minutes later, not even 2 minutes later. I don't know. It was really fast, but they opened the return. Let's say it was 1 minute. I refunded them, and within a minute of the refund happening, they had already left a negative. So they were quick. They were fast, and I was dumbfounded because I didn't understand how you could open a return and get your money back and still leave negative feedback. It blew my mind. So I didn't follow my 10-10-10 rule, for those of you that remember that from the how to handle problem buyers video. I didn't take my 10 minutes to vent, and I didn't take my 10 minutes away. I just wanted the negative to go away. I wasn't happy about it. So I sat down and wrote the message to them while I was still upset, which probably isn't good. But it sounded good. Like I said before, it was good. So I'm going to go over and share my screen with you guys. And I'll show you the message, and then I'm going to show you the positive feedback. As I said, I didn't follow my own 10-10-10 rule. It was within seconds. Like I said, the return came in, I refunded them, the negative popped up, and I immediately started writing. And then I opened a new tab over here, and I got the official request to revise feedback all ready to go, so that when I pushed send a message, I could immediately go to the next tab and push send on that. So they got the message and the request for revision within seconds of each other. Hello, we were very sorry to hear that your Bible arrived damaged. The Bible was already in very bad condition, as stated in the listing and shown in photos. And unfortunately, delicate items such as this Bible are sometimes damaged more during shipping. Such is life, we cannot control the USPS. Please accept our apologies and note that we have returned your money in full. You do not need to return the Bible to us. We are sorry that you did not reach out to us before you opened the return and left negative feedback. As you can see, we are very reasonable and strive to give the best customer service possible. We hope that you will consider modifying your feedback from negative to positive, or at least neutral. The Hippo Hut team. And 6 minutes later, the negative was gone, and up popped this. Just says, thank you for the quick resolution, and the feedback was revised. So, like I said, I'm really proud of this message. I think it's great. I don't think it's 100% of the reason why they changed. I think it was a combination of them getting their money back so quickly and us contacting them. So it was a combination of all the things that we did to provide them a good experience with us as far as customer service. And they did revise it, so we are still hanging tight at our 100% positive. If you like this video, please do me a favor and smash that like button down below. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are at Flippin Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.